If you'll go ahead and label your paper writing equations, and this is 7EE2. Okay, so as we go through these, I want you to circle the words that mean the operation, that tell you the different operation. You're going to box the variables in, and then you're going to underline the numbers that are the constants. And remember, a constant is a number without a variable. All right, the first one, it says Mike has 6 shirts. This is 4 less than twice the number of shirts in that Dennis has. Okay, as I'm reading through this, I need to remember those key words that mean addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So I'm going to reread it, and it says Mike has 6 shirts. So I'm going to underline the constant. He's got 6 shirts, and has is an operation. So I'm going to go ahead and circle that operation, and on top of it, I'm going to put an equal sign, because has means that it is equal to that. Then I'm going to read, this is 4 less, all right, 4 is going to be another constant, and less is an operation, and less means I'm going to subtract. And remember that this is the funny one. When you hear 4 less, that means you're actually going to subtract 4 from something. All right, this is 4 less than twice a number. All right, so twice a number. Do we know what that number is? No, it's this number of shirts in. So the actual, we don't know what the number is, so I'm going to box that in, and that number is going to be in. So that's going to be my variable, and it's going to be twice. So I'm actually going to go ahead and bring my box on over because it's twice that number. Okay, so when I go to rewrite it into an equation, sometimes I like to start with the back. So I know that it equals 6, so I'm going to go ahead and write equals 6. And I know that I'm subtracting 4 from something. Do I know what that 4 is being subtracted from? Not yet, so I'm going to minus 4. And it's 4 less than twice some number. And twice the number means I am going to multiply 2 times in. And this is actually going to be my answer because all I'm doing is trying to write the equation. All right, as I move on to the second example, remember you're going to circle the operations, box the variables, and underline the constants. So I'm going to go ahead and read it the first time. 8 more than the quotient of a number, y, and negative 3 is negative 24. All right, so I'm going to start at the top, the front. 8, okay, is going to be a constant, so I'm going to underline it. More is an operation, so I'm going to circle it, and I know that more means I'm going to add, so I'm going to put my little addition sign on top. 8 more than the quotient. Quotient is an operation, and ask yourself, what does quotient mean? It means you're going to divide. 8 more than the quotient of a number, y. There's my variable, so I'm going to go ahead and box in that variable. And negative 3, so I'm going to underline that. Is an operation, so I'm going to box that in, and that means that word is equal. Negative 24, and that's a constant. I'm just going to rewrite that because my line's kind of gone over it. So when I go back to write the actual problem, again, I like to start with the back. You don't have to, but I know that's something that's very easy. I know what it equals. It is negative 24. And then I go back to the beginning, and it says 8 more than. So I know that I'm going to add 8 to something. And I'm adding 8 to the quotient. So what am I dividing? Ask myself, what am I dividing? I know I'm dividing something, so I'm going to go ahead and put my line here. I'm dividing the quotient of a number, y, so that's going to go on top because it comes first, and negative 3 is negative 24. 8 more, adding 8, the quotient dividing y minus 3, y negative 3, is negative 24. And this is my final answer. All right, the last example, again, I'm going to circle the operation, box the variable, and underline the constant. As I read, Jeremy has, that's the first operation, so I'm going to go ahead and circle has, and has means equals. 13 would be a constant. Baseball cards, which is 7, there's another constant, more than, I'm going to circle more than means I'm going to add 3, another constant, times, circle it, means I'm going to multiply that number, m, oh, there's my variable, I'm going to box m in, Micah has. All right, so when I go back through, Jeremy has 13 cards, so that's his total, that's how many he has. He has 13 baseball cards, which is 7 more. I know I'm going to add 7 to something. 7 more than 3 times m. So I have 7 plus 3 times m equals 13. And that's my final answer. These last two are for you to try. I want you to remember you are going to circle the operation, box the variable, and underline the constant. Please rewrite these on your paper so that I can see you working them out. And the way we work them out is to circle the operation, box the variable, and underline the constant. Good luck.